Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Brimstone Coaching Podcast. My name is Kurt Busch, co-founder and one of the coaches here at the Brimstone Coaching Group. I'm here with my friend and co-founder, Chris Godfredson. How you doing, Chris?
Doing well today. I'm pretty excited about this one.
You are.
I am.
This
Yeah.
is this is what the kids call, I
Aren't
don't
you?
know. I am very excited. I'm actually
Yeah.
super excited about this one. I was about to say this is what the kids call, but what I was about to say was not anything to do with what the kids would say.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the kids would say.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know either.
this is a different episode.
Mm,
This is a quite a different episode because we have a pretty big announcement to make.
yeah.
Um,
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Chris, you and I are putting out our first book together.
Yeah, we are.
It is called Live Fully, Lead Authentically, the surprising link between self-awareness and your impact.
Yeah.
And it's going to be available to anybody listening uh, July 1st.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
that you and I could write a book. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a minute. That's what the kids would say. We've been working on it for
Oh,
for
yeah,
a
right.
minute.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's like the most shocking about it, honestly, for me, is the reality that like we have gone about this launching a coaching practice probably backwards, right? Most people who do what we do
Yes.
have are published authors and they have
Yeah.
a long list of clients and all these things. And what's true for us is like we continue to find our way in this business and in this practice. And the thing I love about Live Fully, Lead Authentically is that it is laced with story and the truth of our transformational journey.
Yeah.
And the beauty in that, I think, is that the reader will find it accessible in their own journey of transformation. What would you say about that? Why are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, I think the hope with all of our work, well, the belief in all of our work is that the transformation that we've experienced is transformation that anybody can experience
Yeah. Well,
with a wise guide.
yep.
That we had wise guides that helped us. And
Hmm.
now we hope to be wise guides for people. And I think the book captures sort of our coaching philosophy. Um,
Yeah.
there is content in there that we have created that I'm really proud of. Like
Yeah.
I look at the book and I look at the things that we've created together, and I think I'm just super proud that you and I did that together.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, I do really hope that this as a book that people can hold in their hands and read is something that might spur in people that,
Yes.
oh, I can live my life a different way.
Yeah. 100%. The, like that we do not purport to the belief that this is going to be number one on the New York Times bestseller list. That's not even the point.
No, no.
It's not the point. The point is that because the stuff, the content has such a shaping impact on our lives that we just deeply desire this to be available and out in the world for other people.
Yeah.
Are there other books and things that are of similar nature? Yeah, probably. And this will just be another like little slice in a rather large need that says here's ways in which to understand ourselves, to become increasingly self-aware so that we can understand and manage our anxiety in real time and understand why it is that we have protected ourselves so that we can make maybe a more purposeful and preferred promises to ourselves to live in the world in a way that best represents
Yeah.
who and how it is that we want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's true is that, yeah, there are a lot of these books, and I think there is something about the work you and I've done around reflection and having an encounter, reflecting on it, leading to
Yeah.
transformation. Like I think we would both say that feels like something we want the world to have in front of them.
Yeah.
Um, Do we think this is a silver bullet that transforms people the minute they buy it? No. No. The invitation, the gentle invitation from page one of the book is
Mm.
come with us on a journey,
Yeah.
a journey that we've been on ourselves and continue to be on, and a journey that's hard and takes some courage and
Yeah.
grit,
Right.
but a journey that's worth doing. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, I think that really is the heart of the work is to say, come on a journey
Mm.
with us, right?
Yeah.
Come on a journey that might just actually lead to a different life.
Yeah. For sure. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. How was it to write a book, Chris? Like how was it? Like how long we've been doing this? Like let's give a little look behind the curtain.
Oh, I have no idea. Right. I
When
mean,
did that Google
we,
Doc
we,
start?
we, well, like we had an initial thought and we began drafting a concept a little over a year ago, shortly before spring training. So that would have been February.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I don't know, for me, I would say that some of the genesis of this happened a few years ago when I had an extended break. I had a sabbatical from the work that I had been doing. And in that sabbatical, like I spent a lot of time thinking about some of the things that made their way into the book. So like the reality is it's been months or years in the works, but I think what I've learned is like when stuff is in you, then it just starts spilling out. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one day I said, "Hey, like we should do this thing. Let's do it." And then let me take a pass at an introduction and it just like all spilled out.
Yeah.
And then you took and ran and we just ham and egged it pretty pretty fantastically in my opinion all the way through. So yeah, I mean you alluded to the transformational equation, and like we think that encounters plus reflection equal transformation, and that's a big part of what we're inviting people into. What would you say about the writing process?
It was super fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I think as I get older, I enjoy writing more. Um, I think that there's been a shift for me career-wise where I write less now than I've written in the last
Yeah.
decade. And I've missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I mean, I echo all the same stuff of like, there is some of this content that we've created. There is some of this theory and philosophy that we've created that does just like, we have to get it out. Like it's got to come out.
Yeah.
I think if for nobody else's sake, there is something about
For
writing it down,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If for nobody else's sake, for our sake, there's something about getting it out. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the process itself was really life-giving to me, and it just
Mm-hmm.
there's something about writing that I really love. So I think the
Right.
process um, was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I mean, I don't know that it was easy. Um,
No.
people
Well, you
ask
had to give
me,
some thought, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. People ask me all the time, like we've been talking to some of our closest connections about this for a little bit now, and
Mm-hmm.
people always say to me, "Wait a minute, the two of you wrote a book together? How did you
Yeah.
co-author a
Yeah.
book?" Um, and like I think it went really smoothly, uh,
Yeah.
a- and and it was hard. Like all that stuff is
Well,
true.
so what was hard for you? What was hard?
Well, things like attention to detail for me are ridiculous
Ah,
hard for me.
hmm.
So,
Yeah.
even as we're like sitting reading a final draft, I find myself like wanting to look high level, not look at
Yeah.
details. And you are our proofreader.
Yeah.
So,
And I
I
know I
think
need to take another pass at it tonight, and I'm not sure that I have the energy for it. So, but I will do her. Yeah.
that's fair. I also, I owe an apology to every author I've ever thought had it easy before.
Yeah.
Like getting draft after draft and reading like I wrote this, we wrote this.
Mhm.
We should like I should read this really easily. And it's like hard to read it a third and fourth and fifth time and catch
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah. Well, right, because
Yeah.
you're reading it as and you're anticipating what's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think because it's in you, because it's in me, like I
Yeah.
read it as if I'll read over words that aren't there, or I read words that this is why it's always good to have other people. And we do have an editor, listeners. We do have an
Yeah.
editor who has helped and has made this process a better experience than if we were just relying on ourselves to edit something. It's
Yeah.
not to say that we're going to catch everything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Do we want to
um,
shout her out quick?
sure.
So Beth from Inspire Books is our
Yeah,
editor, and she's been great. She's been
she's fantastic.
absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because you and I would say we're pretty good writers in general, and that's I think again like our careers have allowed
yeah,
us to do a lot of writing, and I
yep,
think when you do something a lot, you get to a point where it comes fairly naturally, and
yeah,
I think we would say we're both pretty good, uh, and what's true is when an editor starts thinking about a writing style, I have
yeah.
no idea.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she's been so good about
Mm,
keeping a writing style uniform through a book, catching all the things, all the like, do you want to say more about this? I don't know that I follow
yeah.
this. She's been
Yep.
so great. So Beth at Inspire Books, we just cannot. Maybe I'll put a link in the
Yeah.
description just in
It'd be
case.
great.
Yeah.
Danae and Chad at Imix Marketing are doing design work and helping us with a launch plan and that stuff. They are our people. We love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can go back probably and find a pod with Imix Marketing. So you I'm assigning you work to drop them in the show notes too. How about that?
Okay. Got
Um,
it. Got it.
and now can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Is there anything that's like scary, or is there fear in this at all? What? Yeah.
Um, that's a good question. Thanks for asking it. Thanks for asking. I haven't thought about it. I,
Now I'm going to get in trouble, listener, off air. Why did you ask? I mean,
well, I
thanks for
wasn't.
planting that seed, my guy.
Yeah, I wasn't scared, but now I'm terrified. No, I think if I'm most honest, I'm not scared. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of putting putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
I think a few years ago, yeah, I'd have been terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd like to say I have a humble approach to like what we're doing and like, oh,
Mhm.
this is not nothing, and I want to be careful about how we do it, right? But I don't know that I feel a fear
Yeah.
of like being out, you know.
I think that's great. Yeah.
What would you how would you answer that?
Yeah. So, one of the things that you do when you write a book is you seek endorsement from
Hmm.
other authors who validate the content as a way to, hey, potential buyer, buy this book. And so one of those people, I sent the manuscript, said, we'd love to gave him a deadline, said, love to hear what you're thinking. And he says, what's it feel like to send that? And like the people that we have asked to endorse they are published authors. They are ahead of us in
Yeah,
this journey.
yeah,
And I said, I'm excited and scared to death.
yeah,
And because like we are in this book, like
yeah,
we are not devoid of it or
yeah,
from it. We're not removed from it. We're in it. And like our hearts are in it. Some pieces of our story are in it. And as that, whenever you put that out into the space, people can reject it.
yeah,
But like I have the tools and resources that available to me to navigate those troublesome spots.
yeah.
But it's exhilarating and oh crap, who do we think we are?
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. I
Hmm.
feel that more than I feel afraid
Yeah.
of like people. I certainly waffle between, holy cow, we just wrote a book.
Yeah.
I waffle between that and like, why would we ever write a book? Like I do, there is some old
Yeah. Yeah.
imposter
Yeah.
syndrome
Yeah.
stuff that
Yeah.
stirs
Yeah.
up a little bit of like,
Yeah.
why would anybody want to read anything I wrote? Chris's stuff's great. Like if we could give like a Chris's edition, it's just blank paragraphs.
And then the thing is like, yeah, and I would say, oh, wow, that was really great, Kurt. You didn't need me to write this book. And and I think, yeah, Beth is great, right? And so like here's some of the work, friends. Like here, you wanted to behind the curtain. Like
Behind the curtain.
the first draft came back and I was like, wow, Beth loves all of your anecdotes. She doesn't like any of mine. There's no comments about mine. So, and I didn't care. I mean, I did, like I noticed.
Yeah, yeah,
And, but you're making, yeah, I mean, you are in it and I'm in it.
yeah, yeah,
And what's true about that, I think what plays with our clients is that you and I are different people
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're similar in a lot of ways. And then we're like uniquely us. And
yeah,
in coaching and in presentation, we bring us to the table, fully us. And so,
yeah.
but I did make mention of that. I was like, wow, she sure likes you. And it's not that she doesn't like me at all,
Right.
but I
Can
had to get
I?
over myself.
Yeah, yeah. Can I let behind the curtain like
Mhm.
just an example of a couple of your insights and a couple of my
Oh,
insights?
yeah.
Um, I think on our last pod app we talked about the brain, right? And like
Yeah.
you started by saying I'm reading about neuroscience, and like you bring a lot of that into the book, which I think this is why I have always appreciated doing this with you is I don't understand those things and frankly I have a hard time getting interested in
Yeah.
neuroscience at your level.
Come
Um,
on. Yeah.
well, I mean, that's
Anyway.
as honest as I can be. Anyway,
Yeah, it is.
so like you're giving real study of neuroscience in the brain at parts of this book. I quote the 20th century philosopher Ron Swanson,
Yeah, you do.
who says, "Don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing."
Yes.
I don't think it's fair. I think most people are
Mhm.
gonna like chuckle at Ron Swanson, but I think the like you bring a real substance in like study and research that Ron
Ron
Swanson does not,
Swanson will always play.
or Mike Tyson.
I
Mike
dropped
Tyson makes an
I think
appearance.
I dropped Dwight Schrute in there at one
You
point, like
did, you
false.
did.
Yeah, but um yeah.
But in
It
all seriousness, thanks for naming it. I mean, I think those as much work as we've done and I
yeah,
think as close relationally as we are, like those things
yeah,
do pop up, you know?
sure.
Yeah.
And like there's a risk.
Yeah.
So the people who have said to you, like, I just haven't spoken much about this. Like I've texted some people and said, hey, like we're starting a launch group and some of this, but I haven't had very many conversations because that's part of the gross piece of this for me is like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to self-promote because it feels ugly. And the last thing I ever want to do is like be propping me up. It's
Yeah.
not, and so what I have to get over and what you and I together get over is like it's not us that it's content
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
concepts for the sake of the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I started down this path, and I don't know where I was going. Um, Sorry about it.
That's
That's what
okay.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the behind the curtain stuff is real. Like those conversations of like Beth likes this comment more than this, or like yeah, certainly there's moments where I think, oh, Chris just wrote about the brain. I just wrote about Ron Swanson.
yeah,
Like they're like those things are real, and I
yep,
think I'm just really grateful to be able to do this with a really, really good friend. You know what I mean?
yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the risk, right? So the risk is in. Well, what if Kurt doesn't? I mean, will he be too nice to say what he actually thinks?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and And is it okay for me to say, I'm not sure about that paragraph? And what has been true for us since we began working together, even long before that, is
Yeah.
we're as honest as we can be with each other
Yeah.
about these things. And
Yeah.
we call
Yeah.
questions and we make distinctions with grace and truth. And
Yeah.
those things are two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
if they weren't, if that wasn't a high enough value, authenticity, integrity, and courage, those things, like if those aren't our values, then uh, like writing a book puts that stuff to the test. It's like building a house
Yes.
with a wife or a
Yeah.
husband, right? I mean, when you build
Yes.
a house, the potential for all of the things to come alive
Yeah.
exist. And when you
Yeah.
write a book with a partner, co-authoring anything, I think is a challenge. And
Yep. Yep.
I I think that yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what we said the next one is going to be about, but we're not releasing
I
that
know.
information yet because we haven't even begun. We haven't given birth to this child yet.
I like the analogy. Um,
Well,
and I'm not sure I understand it because I'm a
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
But
right. We're two men who will not give
using a
birth.
birth analogy. Yeah, that's
Well,
great.
I am
Uh,
I am not uh, in in practice a midwife, but in theory, I think that we uh, help people and create environments in which people can give birth to things all the time. So I love the midwifery thought process and language, and I'll get out of this as smoothly as I can right now.
yes, I was actually thinking the other day, Chris, what did we say the second book is? So that's just a teaser for the
Mm,
folks to stay
it's
on
in
board. But
the it's in a text thread somewhere that
I
I'm not
know
looking at right
that's
now.
a million text deep by this point.
It is, but it's yeah, yeah. We'll see how the first one goes. And
Yep, yep.
yeah,
So we don't have much else to tell you, listener.
no,
But what we do know is that we will have a link to our website where you can purchase said book
yep,
for yourself or for a loved one. There are also going to be some things coming up where we'll have more information if you follow us on the socials. We'll
yes,
have some
sir.
information about how to get a free chapter to download ahead of time
Yep.
to get just a little bit of a glimpse into the book to help you kind
Become
of
part
get
of a
a
launch team, perhaps.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Do
yes,
some
yes.
reading, comment, help promote, all those things. That stuff will be coming, and most of it will be social media driven. If you are in our regular communications, we'll be sending things out your way as well. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
hope that you will find it to be worth your time. And it certainly was worth, I think, mine to participate in writing it and offering it to the world.
yeah. Same.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful process. I look forward to doing it again.
Live fully, lead authentically. The surprising link between self awareness and your impact. Available
July
soon.
1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the conversation, Chris.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for
Thank you.
making the announcement.
Yeah.